5 cups, 5 bowls, 5 plates, 5 knives, 5 forks, 5 spoons. Refrigerator.
Hello, anybody here?
Oh, come in, it's open. Stove, 5 chairs, table.
Hi, I'm Pat Regan. You must be Miss Winslow from the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation. I spoke to you on the telephone.
That's right, and you're our arthritic graduate student. Is that right?
Yes, I guess that about sums it up. Except I also have quite a few allergies, and every once in a while I get a hangnail. But mainly I thought I'd stay around the university for a while and pick up a graduate degree.
Well, I am very glad that you're accepted in the vocational rehabilitation program. And as I told you over the telephone, I will be your counselor for the duration of your studies. Now, this is the housing I was able to obtain for you. I'm sure you'll find it quite satisfactory.
Yes, it does look very large for one person, though. Am I going to have a roommate?
Well, you know there's been a great demand on special facilities this year.
Special facilities?
Come in. It's open.
Hi, are you Miss Winsome?
Yes, and you must be.
I'm Pat Regan. Skiing accident?
No, amyotonia, but don't worry, it's not contagious.
You're our amyotonia student, and you're enrolled in the library science program. Is that right?
Yes, but I was thinking of enrolling in the fine arts program with some dance movement courses.
Well, yes, dear, but don't you think the goal of librarian assistant is much more practical, considering your abilities?
Is she going to be my roommate?
Oh, come in, it's open. Just a moment. Come in, it's open. Oh, you're our Black Native American deaf student. Welcome to your new home.
Hello? Who's all here?
Our blind doctoral candidate. I'm so glad you were able to find your way, dear.
Miss Winsome, may I speak to you for just a moment, please? Now, I specifically requested that I have a place I could either live in alone or with perhaps one other student. I did not expect to be living in a convalescent home.
Miss Regan, I don't like your attitude. I never told you you'd have only one roommate. And with the 504 regulations, it's very important that we integrate our disabled students into campus housing.
Oh, I see. You plan to integrate your disabled students into campus housing by lumping them all together in the same house.
Miss Regan, you have no idea how difficult it was to find housing that met all the special requirements.
What special requirements?
Well, now, for example, you're not the only one who needs to have all the facilities on one floor.
Oh.
Hello, anybody home?
Here's our wheelchair student now.
Oh, you must be Miss Winsome.
That's right, and these are your lovely roommates.
All of us? I've been wanting to join the disabled rights movement, but I didn't want to move in with it.
Welcome to your new home. I'm sure you're all going to be very happy. Now, if you have any problems, be sure to call me. It's going to be so convenient having you all in one place.
Wait a minute. What do people, bad people?
Oh, it's freezing in that room. At least it's warmer in here. Oh, and look, someone even cleared off the table for a change. How nice.
Hey, Regan.
Hey, JJ, I'm going to try to study here, okay?
Fine, I'm just gonna get something to eat over there.
JJ, her hearing aid's broken again.
Hey, JJ, so you're the one that's been moving all the dishes. I can't find anything.
Carolyn, JJ can't hear words you're saying. You're going to have to go and touch her or something.
Bet I will.
Hey, Carolyn, you want a tuna salad sandwich?
No, I don't want any tuna salad.
Wait, what then? How can I help you out?
I want you to stop moving the dishes. I can't find anything in the morning.
Well, I said, what do you need? I can get it for you.
I want some water, and I bet you move the dishes again.
I didn't move the dishes again. The glasses, the dishes are all in the same place. Right there, see?
Look, would you two mind?
Hey, Regan's talking to you.
Look, I am talking to the both of you. Okay, would you mind? I'm trying to study here. Could you carry on somewhere else?
Regan, I'm in the kitchen trying to make myself a tuna salad sandwich, and Carolyn's coming in starting bothering me about the dishes. Every time you turn around in this house, I'm getting in trouble because of you. Well, if you leave things where they're supposed to. Carolyn, I always leave things where they're supposed to. You're the one that can't find anything, but you can't see nothing. Doesn't mean we move it around. It does. That's not. Doesn't mean anything.
Sheree, I'm trying to study here, okay?
Oh, okay.
Fairly intelligent. I'm not commenting about that or anything like it. Jesus Christmas. Look, you got a glass of water. Calm down. Really. Gee. That's not true, but there would have been 3 people in the house this time.
JJ, I can't reach the peanut butter. Would you get it for me?
Sheree, JJ can't hear anything you're saying. Her hearing aid is broken again. Okay. Look, I'll get it. I'll get it, all right? All right, where is it? Okay?
Thanks. I can't reach the jelly either.
Okay, whoop. I'll get it. I'll get it, okay?
I'll see the jelly's down there. It's right up there again. See?
Okay?
Yeah.
Hey, Regan, you want some tuna salad?
No! I don't want any tuna salad. What I would like to be able to do is sit here and study so I can graduate and get out of this dump. I have had it with you people and your dependency.
What dependency? I'm in the kitchen trying to make myself a tuna salad sandwich, and Carolyn comes in and starts bothering me about the dishes. Why don't you get some paper plates so you know where things are anyway? Choke to death.
JJ, you are not understanding the
I
situation.
understand the situation fine.
Hey, I don't need anybody's help either. If you told people would stop putting things on the top shelves.
You know, I don't know why we can't agree for a place for everything and everything in its place.
Look, you people can do as you damn well please, okay? I have had it. On top of everything else, our enlightened neighbors are so terrified of mentally retarded people that they're picketing us because they think we're a group home. I don't happen to like walking through a picket line on my way to class in the morning. Thank you very much. I'm moving out of this zoo.
Fine, Regan, so move out. It'll be a lot of fun watching you move things and pick up things without my help.
Oh, okay. So you do, resent it when I ask you to lift something or open something for me.
No, Regan, I resent it a lot more when I watch you pretending like you don't need any help when I know that you might need help and you don't even want me to ask you.
Look, I don't always need your help. I just have some more pain in the morning than the rest of the day, that's all.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't even get out of bed till noontime. Tell me.
That's because I can't get out of bed till noontime, and it makes me feel really great when I come down here and you people say, gee, you're up early today. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like it's some kind of crime if you're not out of this house by 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you know, if you can't get up, you could at least let us know. Then we could bring you something to eat.
Look, I don't always know how I'm going to feel. At least you know you're going to be blind from one day to the next.
Oh, low blow, Regan. You get to go out there and play able-bodied. At least people don't think that you're a creature from outer space. They treat Debbie like that. Sheree, Carolyn, and sometimes even me, Regan.
Right, okay. I pass so well out there that I cause a near riot every time I try to use a handicapped parking place. And if I explain it's because I have arthritis, people say, you're too young to have arthritis. Like it's something you get with a senior citizen ID card.
Look, just because you have to pass for able-bodied out there doesn't mean you have to do it at home, too.
Maybe we could all learn more about each other. It might make it better living around here.
Yeah, you try it.
No, that's a joke.
Damn it, how many times do I have to tell
All right.
you people not to put all the wet towels on the rack? Every time I go in there, they fall all down on me, and there are shampoo bottles all over the floor. That bathroom is like an obstacle course. Oh, you think it's funny? Well, I want a house meeting right now.
Not another
Yeah.
house meeting.
All the time.
I am so bored.
Oh, Debbie, will you please stop pacing in that wheelchair? The motor is driving me crazy.
All right.
I don't believe this. There are 3 things left in this refrigerator, not one of which looks interesting.
Well, if you like what's in the fridge, you are gonna love what's on TV.
The Budget Chainsaw Massacre.
I am not kidding. There is a banana, a tomato, and a piece of lettuce in here. Carolyn, wasn't it your turn to go shopping?
Yeah, what do you think about the banana, tomato, and the piece of lettuce?
Great. That's all you could get with the money left in the food kitty?
Hey, the kitty was empty, and I used my last $2.
Yeah, well, JJ can't even afford batteries for her hearing aid.
Oh, why don't we try to get her on a telethon? Now, that's something I'd pay to see.
Yeah, well, if you like contributing to stereotypes.
Hey, why don't we all go to a movie?
Planet Earth to Sheree. We cannot afford bread for a banana, lettuce, and tomato sandwich.
Why do we have to think about feeding our bodies all the time? We should learn how to feed our souls so that our spirits can soar once in a while.
I'm hungry.
Hey, you know, we've lived together for 5 weeks and still can't agree on the color toilet paper to buy. How are we gonna agree on a movie?
I know. Watch this. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Sheree, do you think after your 3rd class in assertiveness training, you could find a more effective method of decision making?
Dawn of the Dead.
Maybe I should check the freezer.
Boy, I can't wait till I get my guide dog. He sure will be much more excitement than this crew.
Carolyn, I told you I'm allergic to dogs. Don't they have seeing-eye birds?
Hey, I know. I heard that The Empire Strikes Back has a much better storyline than Star Wars. Why don't we go see that?
I'm not gonna pay $35 for a movie that I can see on TV next month.
$35? What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, it's $30 to rent the van if I can find one, and then it's $4 for the movie and $1 for popcorn. And if it's like most theaters, I'll have to sit behind a retaining wall that's 4 feet high.
You're kidding.
Last time I tried to go to a movie, they wouldn't even let me in because they said the only place I could sit was in the aisle, and I would be a fire hazard.
Sounds like you were more exciting than the movie.
Yeah, well, look, if you guys want to go see the movie, go ahead. I don't want to be this much of a problem.
Hey, it says here the city may consider wheelchair accessible vans in a year or 2.
Yeah, well, that's a hell of a long time to be waiting for a bus.
Yeah.
Who could that be? Who is it?
Mavon calling.
This could be a trip. Just a moment.
Get ready, guys.
Hello, won't you come in?
Hello, students. Oh, you must all be so glad to be back at school. No, it's not too soon to be thinking about Christmas, even though it is only September.
Who is this?
It's the Mavon lady.
Oh,
She's going to try to make you look good.
I've been to all the other houses on the block. They were so excited to see me. They told me to make sure and come here.
Well, they did they? Let me ask you, how'd you get past the picket line out there?
Picket line? Is that what that was out there? Those people carrying signs, something about saving children?
Yes, you see, that's their children. They're trying to save them from us. It's sort of a community project. Do you think that Mavon could improve our neighborhood image?
Oh, they seemed very angry. But yes, of course I can. You know, there is no such thing as an ugly woman. There are only those who don't know how.
What did she say?
Excuse me, you see, she can't hear words you're saying because she's deaf. So you're going to have to turn and face her when you speak.
Yeah, I can't understand you because I'm hearing impaired. You have to face me when you speak.
Can you hear me now?
No, but I can read your lips. Same thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't see how I'm going to.
I can hear.
We can hear you better than we need to.
Well, yes, but oh, I know. You sit here, and I'll sit there. Yes, well, I have some wonderful things here. Lovely things to bring out your inner beauty.
Is she all made up?
You wouldn't believe it, to the teeth.
She can't see you. Carolyn, maybe you want to touch her face?
No, I don't want to get my hands all gooky.
Oh, well, now, if you're not interested in our makeup, we have a lovely line of little bunnies.
What colors are they?
Well, now, the shampoo comes in yellow, and the bubble bath comes in pink and blue.
Actually, I'm interested in your makeup. Do you suppose that you could read me your catalog?
Oh, a dramatic reading of a Mavon catalog. I could get into that.
These bunnies make wonderful Christmas presents, and if you don't want them for yourself, you can buy them for your little nieces and nephews. You do have little nieces and nephews, don't you? Well, now, if you're not interested in our regular line of cosmetics, we have a lovely line of jewelry.
Jewelry? Wait a minute. How much does this stuff cost? We're all on fixed incomes here.
Oh, we have wonderful earrings. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that. Only $18. Well, I can see I'm not going to sell you any Mavon products today. Did you say that was a picket line out there?
Excuse me. Does Mavon teach you how to use makeup?
Yes, I could show you that.
Because I'm interested in learning how to use it for when I go out on dates.
You go out on dates?
All the time.
What's the matter with the date you went out on last weekend?
Oh, Regan, it was a blind date, and it was awful.
So funny, Carolyn. I can't stand it.
Well, I suppose there must be some nice blind men. I mean, there are nice blind women.
Hey, look, I'm not just interested in blind guys. I'm interested in everybody.
Well, why not? Why not? Yes, I could show you how to put on your makeup. And then your friends could check you just before you leave the house, you know, to make sure your lipstick and eyeshadow's on straight. I do believe I could make you attractive to men.
Miss Mavon, I've always wondered this, but what makes you think that women have to wear makeup to sell themselves to men? She's a doctoral candidate at the university.
My dear, women have been using makeup since Egyptian times. And, well, what if they do use it to make themselves more attractive to men? I mean, so what? What of it? Maybe she's lonely. You know, a little male companionship now and then, and, oh, dear. Oh, no, it couldn't possibly happen.
Of course it couldn't. I'm on the pill.
See what you started? One thing leads to another.
Well, perhaps we have gone a bit too far, but, well, maybe she wants to be noticed. I mean, everyone wants to be noticed. Don't you want to be noticed?
Well, I get noticed quite a bit, actually.
Yes, I'm sure you do. But what I mean is sometimes one wants to draw the eye away from minor defects. You know, sort of accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative.
Yeah, like funny speech. You got a perfume in there for that?
And what about the parts of you that you can't change?
Could you show us something the latest style wheelchair?
Yeah, or maybe decorative cane.
All I am saying is just because you're handicapped doesn't mean you have to go around looking as ugly as possible. I mean, if you've given up on beauty, the least you could do is strive to look healthy. Well, at least look at you, darling. You do have some color. Have you ever seen such a bunch of pale faces in your life?
Never. It's just him.
Listen, you know, putting on makeup is not going to make us acceptable to our neighbors on the picket line out there. They don't accept us because we don't walk the way they do or see or hear the way they do.
Yeah, they're so concerned that we're retarded, they haven't noticed anything else.
Really. My ancestors are black and Native American, and when they used to come up against attitudes like that, the only makeup they used to wear was what they called war paint.
Well, I can see I am not going to sell you any Mavon products today. But the least you could do is buy a little bunny.
Hey, wait a minute. JJ just gave me an idea. We may have something in common with your ancestors. I mean, this place feels more like a reservation every day that they're out there on that picket line.
Yeah, really.
Is anybody thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes, Miss Mavon, do you have anything in that bag of yours that looks like war paint?
Well, now let's see. Here is passion pink, hot to trot, some ghost white, go get them green.
Hello, my name is Gladys Dupree. I am not a professional actress. I am a real person. This is my husband, Bill. He is a real person also. As you can see, I am suffering from the minor aches and pains of arthritis. Over the past 14 years, I have had so much joint replacement surgery, I am now known fondly as the Bionic Mama of Boonton, West Virginia. But my perfect marriage was almost completely ruined by my constant need to have husband Bill open the childproof cap on my aspirin bottle. Since the doctor had prescribed over 16 aspirin a day, that was not an infrequent occurrence. Why I haven't taken to smashing open those little aspirin bottles with the hammer. But now, due to a miracle of modern science, the makers of prayer aspirin have brought me their new easy open, twist off cap. My marriage has been saved.
If you suffer from minor aches and pains of arthritis, buy prayer aspirin with the easy twist off top.
Smooth, damn.
How are you today?
What?
How are you today?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Good. Do you work up on the 20th floor? You work up on the 20th floor?
Yes, I work on the 1020 floor.
That's what I thought. I work on the 14th floor in higher education.
It's nice they're educating you people.
You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you?
It's lovely, dear.
That's what I thought. I could tell anything right now. Won't matter one bit, would it?
That's nice.
Okay. Did you know that the Martians have landed on top of the building?
You must be very proud.
Oh, extremely. Know that the building is burning down all around us?
That's nice. Yes, that's lovely, dear.
Well, I'm gonna get off the elevator before anything else happens. I think you look extremely unattractive today.
Yes, have a nice day.
So good to get out of that office for lunch. Maybe I can catch some sun. The park air smells so good.
Say, can you tell me what bus do I take to get to the South Mall? Hi.
Hi.
What bus do I take to get to the South Mall?
I'm sorry, I'm deaf, so I don't understand what you're saying.
Bus do I take to get to the South Mall?
No, you don't understand. You have to look at me so that I can read your lips.
What bus do I take to get to the South Mall?
Where?
To the South Mall.
Where?
Forget it. I'll ask somebody else.
Fine. Gee.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. What floor would you like?
31.
Oh, I'm going there also.
Oh, so that's why they put the buttons down there. So, are you going to the new doctor's offices they just put in up there, dear?
No, actually, I'm going to the Bureau of Projects Management.
Oh, really? I work up there. Will you be meeting someone in particular?
Well, I'm the new director. I'm Susan Hutchings, and you are...
Karen Newman. I'm the secretary up there. You're a secretary, I guess. So you're the new director for the whole bureau.
Yeah, yes, I'm glad to meet you, Karen, and I see you're here early. I like that from my staff. Well, here we are.
Hello, Mrs. Crown.
Yes?
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Delight.
Oh, yes. Won't you sit down?
I'm bringing my son Joey here to join your classes. Now, everything you need to know about Joey is in these 4 folders here. I'm sure you're going to find them very interesting. Joey's a very special child. We just love him so much. I know you're going to love him too.
Yes.
He's very excited about coming here to the school.
And Mrs. Delight, did you just move into the school district?
Yes.
All right. And has Joey been to school before?
Oh, yes. He even went to a little one-room schoolhouse.
I see. Exactly what grade is Joey in?
Well, Joey's a very special child.
Yes, I'm sure that he is.
We just love him so much. Well, Joey's very good at some things. And then there are other things. We can't all develop at the same rate now, can we?
No, of course not, Mrs. Delight. However, I believe this is something I should discuss with our special education teacher, Miss Williams. Would you mind waiting outside for just a moment, please? Miss Robinson, would you page Miss Williams and ask her to come over to my office, please? Thank you.
Mrs. Crum, you wanted to see me?
Yes. Now, Miss Williams, I know you're very busy, and I
That's
appreciate
right.
your coming down here.
Right.
But I wanted to let you know that we may have another child joining your classroom. His name is Joey Delight.
What's the matter with Joey?
Well, Joey has some special needs that we're going to be learning about, and his mother is here to discuss them
Mrs.
with
Crum,
us.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you realize that if Joey Delight is admitted into our classroom, he will be the 44th special child in my class? I mean, I'm quite concerned. It is very overcrowded. Do you realize?
Yes, I know, Miss Williams, but you really do a wonderful job with those children.
Mrs. Crum, what exactly is this boy's problem? I mean, how crippled is he? How retarded is he? What exactly am I dealing with?
All right, now before we label this boy, we must first compile the data and determine exactly what his special needs are.
The other 43 children in my classroom have special needs, Mrs. Crum. I am quite concerned. There are 7 deaf children in my class. I am not skilled in manual communication. There are 6 blind children who are continually bumping into the deaf children, and I have little or no control over the children in wheelchairs racing up and down the aisles.
Yes, I know that it seems we take a little advantage
A
of
little
you.
advantage, Mrs. Crum, that's an understatement.
Okay, but I'm sure that you're aware that we have certain responsibilities and that there are federal and state laws that we must comply with.
Yes, and there are federal and state laws which prohibit overcrowding of classrooms, Mrs. Crum. I mean, taxpayers pay to have specific attention paid to their children, especially when those children are crippled or unable to function.
All right,
like
all
these
right.
children
Now
are.
that is your way of saying that Joey has a disability, but this child has the right to an education. Now, we don't know that much about
But
him yet.
you know a hell of a lot about the other 43 crippled, deaf, dumb, and blind children in my classroom, Mrs. Crum.
Now, Miss Williams, you know that we do not get the money that we need.
That is not my Look, Mrs. Crum, there are chairs rolling in the aisle. I have to go. Please consult with the mother of this child. Crippled, hyperactive, sugared out, whatever he is. See if she can locate another school. I cannot tolerate the presence of another child in my classroom. I'm sorry. Good day, Mrs. Crum.
Yes, Miss Robinson, would you ask Mrs. Delight to come back into my office, please? Thank you. Mrs. Delight, I've just spoken to our special education teacher, Miss Williams, and it would seem advisable if we could evaluate Joey first. We have a team of specialists here whose job it is to determine exactly what his special areas of
But
need.
these 4 folders here
Yes, well, these specialists can tell us everything that we need to know.
can tell you everything we've ever found out about my very special Joey. Mrs. Crum, you must understand, Joey's very unique. Joey has a vision problem. He cannot see. He wears very, very thick glasses. But Joey is not quite legally blind. Now, Joey is hard of hearing. Joey cannot hear well at all. But Joey is not quite legally deaf. And now he's developed this little bladder problem.
A little bladder problem. Does he need assistance in any way?
No, he's fine as long as he's let go whenever he needs to go.
I see. And when will we know when he needs to,
Mrs. Crum, you must understand, Joey is a very special child. And I would be sending him to very special schools. But Joey doesn't quite fit.
the cab is late again. You ready for the day? Ready for all those poor sighted people? Wonder where they get their ideas. Remember the lady who told her friend that you could read the street signs and you could see the color of the lights? Wonder what she thought I was there for. They don't realize how well we're trained to work together. Learning left and right turns. Learning how to cross streets. You know, you keep me from running into things. But I tell you where to go. You tell me when to stop. But without me, you wouldn't know when to go. We're quite a team, you and me. Hey, you know, maybe we ought to write a book. Let's see. Snappy answers to dumb questions about guide dogs. He's so clean. Do you wash him? No, I send him to the dry cleaner once a week. Is he really a seeing eye dog? No, he just has his handle on him so I can carry him around better. There's the cab. Let's go.
Bring the lights up a little higher, please. A little higher. Okay, that's good. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the studio audience of To Tell the Truth. We're very pleased that you came to participate in the taping of today's segment, which will be aired next Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Your host, Edwina Winslow, will be out shortly. We'd like you to be particularly nice to today's panelists. As you may know, the United Nations has declared this to be the International Year of Disabled Persons. And we at DBS Networks are proud to bring you a really brave bunch of crippled girls who, that is of women with disabilities, who will be serving as today's panelists. In light of the 504 regulations that require equal opportunity for the handicapped, we at the network were pleased to come up with this timely idea within only 2 weeks before our funding was to be cut for non-compliance. Now, I would like you to observe the overhead monitors to your right and to your left. We will be panning the audience from time to time with camera 3. That is the camera located above and behind the panelists' seats. So when that red light comes on, please look directly into the camera and try to refrain from waving at yourselves on the monitors. Okay, thank you very much and enjoy the show. Edwina, are you ready yet?
Here I am, darling, here I am. Do I look?
Just fine, Edwina, just fine.
Remember, you promised me close-ups. You never can tell who might be watching. It's exciting. Oh, brave girls. The script. You do have a script, don't you?
Yes, now, Edwina, please make the most of this, won't you? That's the best I could come up with in 2 weeks. Okay, just send the girls out here, please. Good, I need a cane right here. I need a wheelchair here, and I need a deaf person. Will the deaf person come out here, please? Hi, you with the hands. Hi. How would you like to go over there and take a load off your hands, okay?
Sure.
Right. Okay.
This is my interpreter?
Yeah, that's your interpreter.
Isn't that adorable? Did you see that? They can talk with their hands.
Yes, that's fascinating, Edwina. Would you mind sitting down now so we can get started? Good. Okay, look, we're running well behind schedule. You girls got your instructions backstage, right? When you give your answers, I want you to look directly into the camera over there.
Excuse me, where is the camera?
You just face forward, honey, you'll be just fine, okay? Can we get started with this? To tell the truth, quiet on the set. Stand by, 10 seconds.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your favorite game show, To Tell the Truth. This afternoon, we have a most unusual panel for you, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself very much. Now, will the real disabled woman introduce herself?
I am the real disabled woman.
I am the real disabled woman.
I am the real disabled woman.
Panelist number 1. If you were confined to a wheelchair, how would you use the toilet?
Well, I would throw one leg over the side of the wheelchair, which would of course be followed by the other. And then I would imagine as though I were pole vaulting, and I'd know that I'd either land on the toilet or in it.
Panelist number 2?
Well, first of all, I don't like the expression confined to a wheelchair. A wheelchair is a tool that I use to get around. And getting on and off of a toilet is really no problem. You simply pull the wheelchair into the stall, if the doors are wide enough, and then you angle the chair slightly so that you can slide onto the toilet seat. Then you push the chair back and turn and face forward. Then to get off, you simply reverse the process. You pull the chair up, slide into it, and it's really not difficult.
Panelist number 3. If you were deaf, how would you get up on time in the morning?
I would buy a special clock that vibrates and put it under my pillow.
And panelist number 1?
I would always endeavor to take hearing people to bed with me.
Panelist number 3. If you were blind, how would you match your clothing?
There are 2 ways to do it. The first is to buy tags with the colors written on them in Braille and sew them into your clothing. The second is that when you buy clothing at the store, you fold the matching pieces together and then hang them on the same hanger.
And panelist number 2?
I would feel them.
Number 1?
I would buy all the same color clothes, I think.
Panelist number 3. If you were a deaf college student, what special needs would you have?
I could only take classes from professors fluent in sign language.
Number 1?
I would sit in the front of the classroom and ask that the professor face forward so that I could read his or her lips.
Panelist number 2. If you were in a wheelchair, how would you get things off from the top shelf in a supermarket?
Well, I would use a device called a reacher so that I could reach up and get the item, or I would ask a clerk for assistance.
And panelist 1?
I would take an item from the bottom shelf and throw it at what I wanted on the top.
Number 3?
Oh, I'd only buy food from the lower shelves.
Panelist number 2. If you were deaf, what would your favorite book be?
The Joy of Silent Sex?
Panelist number 3?
The autobiography of Alexander Graham Bell.
And number 1?
Signing Exact English, it's not really my favorite book, but it's a book that talks about the growing controversy of teaching young deaf children the English language.
That's interesting,
What they really
dear.
need to do is
Isn't
they
that
need
interesting?
to
Listen, but we
borrow
have
signs
other
from the old
questions.
sign
We're
language, which is
asking-
called Amish sign. And when they
no.
borrow those signs, young children.
Yes, that's very interesting. Tell me, panelist number 2, if you were blind, well, we do have city ordinances, don't we? How would you go about cleaning up after your dog?
Well, blind people have a highly developed sense of smell.
Panelist number 1,
Blind people have an extraordinary sense of touch.
number 3,
It's very simple. When a dog goes to the bathroom, he does one of two things, and his back arches in different ways. So you reach down and you feel his back to see which way if it's arched. And if it's the second, you reach down with a plastic bag in your hand, pick it up, wrap it up, and throw it away.
Oh, quaint. Yeah. Well, now tell me, panelist number 1, if you were in a wheelchair, how do you get past the posts they have outside of supermarkets? You know, the ones to keep people from taking the carts.
Yes, those. I would park my wheelchair on the outside and crawl around on the inside of the store. Yeah, good
And
thing to do.
panelist number 2?
Well, I would patronize stores that didn't have those posts.
Panelist number 1, if you were blind, what would your seeing eye dog eat?
Vitamin A, lots of carrots.
And panelist number 2?
Oh, Gaines Burgers, Alpo, Meals on Wheels.
Panelist number 3?
Obnoxious sighted people.
Panelist number 1, if you were deaf, how could you have a good time?
I would do it the way I always do. I'd go to the discos, I'd dance, I'd go out party
dear,
with my
she's off
friends, have a
again.
good time. It really
Excuse me, we
amazes
have,
me
dear,
how able-bodied people
we
just
have
cannot
more
understand that deaf
questions,
people
dear.
and disabled people can have a good time. Did you know we can have a good
Well, I
time?
mean, I knew wheelies could have a good time, but I didn't know deaf people could have a good time.
Yeah, well,
Believe these questions?
no, I don't believe these questions at all.
that bad. I didn't know how people in wheelchairs go to the bathroom.
It's not necessary to know how people in wheelchairs go to the bathroom. I don't know.
Now look, we've already lost $100,000 worth of advertising by having to do this segment. And we're going to do it one more time because we have to. But that's it. I am not wasting any more time or money on it.
If you think we're wasting time, why did you ask us here?
Because some bureaucrat thinks it's my job to educate the public.
What public? You mean those people out there?
Yes, even these people.
Look, why don't you take a break? And you people out there, what is it you really want to know?